numerical relational operators, as in like comparing numbers. So over here in my code, I'm going to say a is not true. Let's set a equal to a number. Let's say 10. Let's say b is equal to 5. We'll rewrite this. So we have equal sign comparisons we can do here. If I say if a equals b, we'll say print they are equal. I'll save this. I'll run this. Oops, that's my recording. Jump over here. And nothing happens. Because 10 does not equal 5. So this does not do anything. If I were to say if A is greater than B, greater than is another comparison we can do. I save this and I run it. It says that, oh, it says they are equal. Let me change that real quick. I should say, I'll just say true. I'll run it and it says true because A is greater than B. Let's put an else here and just print false. Like this. So that we get something true if it's true, something false if it's false. Let me switch A and B's position in this conditional statement. Because we were basically saying if 10 is greater than 5, print true. Now let's say if 5 is greater than 10, and we know 5 is not greater than 10. Jump back over here and I'll run it. It says false. Because 5 is not greater than 10. If I switch this to less than, and I run that again, it says true. And there's some more we can do too. We can say if it's less than or equal to, and I run this again, it says true. Let's make this greater than or equal to. It should say false. Yes, because we can see it says it right here. Sorry if I'm going too fast. If you're having trouble tracking what I'm doing sometimes, feel free to pause the video or just slow it down if you need to. Because I tend to jump around really quickly between my tabs. I do Alt-Tab to jump between them really quickly. So we covered greater than equal, less than or equal, equal, less than, greater than. These are all the numerical comparisons that we can do. We can do more complicated things too. I'll get into that in just a second. We could even say, like, as a more complicated example, we could say if b times 2, put some math in here, because hey, double b and see if it's greater than or equal to a. So I'll run this. It says true, because if we multiply 5 by 2, we get 10. So this resolves to be 10. And it says, hey, is 10 greater than or equal to 10? Well, it's equal to 10, so it works. If I remove the equals part here, and it just says greater than, I save this and I run it, it's false. Because 10 is not greater than 10, it's equal to 10. So these are all of our numerical relational operators. And we can make these more complicated. We can even employ the conditional statements that we did last time. We could put a not here. And this not is going to take whatever this resolves to be, true or false, and it's going to reverse it. So before it said false, if we run it again, it's going to say true. So you can get really complicated with these things. You can chain them together, but it allows us to control and to check for a lot of things with numbers or with specific values. So we can do all these crazy things with numbers and conditional statements. We can even say, let's make another one. Let's say animal as a variable here. It's equal to dogs. I can use this whole conditional right here, and we saw that it printed out to be true. And I can say, okay, we can and this because the left side's true. We just saw that. We can say and if the animal is equal to dogs. So if it's a dog, make that singular. Take away that S real quick. So if our animal's a dog, and if 5, which is b, times 2 is greater than 10, but the negation of that, then print out true. And we know that this side here is already true. So we know that this is true. Animal is in fact dog. So we should expect this to print out true because the left hand and the right hand side of and is true, which is the only thing that and will accept. So I have to save it real quick. I'll jump back. I'll clear this out to make it a little bit easier to see. And we'll run it again. It says true. So that basically concludes our conditional section. Expect to see some exercises coming up where we look at conditional statements and we try to tell if they're going to say true or false, depending on and or not and all the different conditions within them. And that'll give us a lot of good practice so we can just glance at some code, be able to tell what it's going to do pretty quickly. And you can use this again to modify your knock-knock program to check to see if the person is, or the user is saying the correct response to your knock-knock joke, and you can exit the code or not if you haven't done so already. Okay, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.